Furminger, the Real People columnist for The West Ender. I'm here on the red carpet at the 2017 Leo Awards, where the best and brightest in Vancouver's dynamic film and television industry will be celebrated. Listen in as I chat with Vancouver's shining stars. So Jennifer Spence, you were nominated for not one, but two different performances on two different shows, You, Me, Her, and Travelers. Okay, so of the two characters for which you're nominated for a Leo Award, which one is more you?
Oh, which one's more me? Probably You, Me, Her, just because it's the whole, grumpy best friend, which I relate to a lot. But I love the other character as well.
Are you a grumpy best friend?
Sometimes I can be. Sometimes I can be a little too, tell it like it is, that to the degree of, that was a little harsh. I guess. I mean, that's what I say. Yeah. But at the same time, maybe I could just back off a little bit, Yeah.
I love that. So tonight's show is hosted by your Stargate Universe co-star Peter Kalamis. So, what would people be surprised to learn about life on the set of a science fiction show?
That it's a blast, that it's hilarious, that you'd think you were shooting comedy, not sci-fi, And that every time Brad does a show, he gets the best group of people together, which I think is a reflection of him because he's such a great, genuine person that everyone wants to work with him. And so that's his...
Can you tell me a Peter Kalamis memory that you have?
Oh, God. See, this is what I said to him. I was like, you're going to do one of your bits, right, that we used to do on set all the time? Because he had this one little bit called The Monkey and the Pylon, where he'd have, this pylon in the middle of a room, because he saw this on National Geographic or something, and these apes or chimpanzees trying to make sense of this pylon in the middle of the forest. And so he just does this whole... You got to see him do it. He's
I will ask him.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because, what do monkeys do when they encounter a pylon
in the forest? A foreign object, as happens, right?
So, what is one lesson that you've learned about yourself in the last couple of years?
Oh, God, that's a good question. I think one of the big things lately that I've been working at is when things don't go as planned, which happens all the time, right? Most of the time, actually. So when things kind of throw me for a loop or unexpected things happen or less than desirable things happen, I try to look at it as okay, what's the lesson in this? What can I learn? Maybe this is a great opportunity to grow some, So I guess that's the biggest thing I've been working at.
Thank you so much for making time for me tonight. I always love talking to you. I am here tonight with Adrienne Holmes, nominated for 19-2. Congratulations on your really successful run on 19-2. So,
Thank you.
How did your time on 19-2 change you as an actor and as a human being?
Oh man, well 19-2 was a real boot camp for me. It was a real the writing and just the storyline of the show was something I'd never done before, and it really helped me as an actor. I really grew and expanded, and the cast that I got to work with every day, Jared Kiso, and Laurence Leboeuf, Maxime Roy, the list goes on, Bruce Ramsey, and we just push each other. They challenge and they champion everyone every day. It was a real family affair as well, and so for me, 19-2 was something that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. It's basically it set the bar for me, for anything moving forward now. I'm hoping that whatever I move on to will be even a fraction of what I had in 19-2. I'll be happy. So
It's a very, very high bar.
Oh, it's a very high bar.
Now, 19-2 dealt with some incredibly heavy storylines and scenarios. So how did the cast and crew keep it light between takes?
Yeah, well, I think it's important to find levity because if you're dealing with heavy subject matter and you're constantly in that zone throughout the day in between takes, it really wears on you, So we really, and with the cast that we have, everybody's just, they're jokers anyway. It's kind of hard not to. But of course, when the scene is very intense, we give each other the time to prepare. We're not cracking jokes right before and then going into it, right? No, we definitely take the time to prepare and get into it. But I think it's good to have that balance.
Yeah.
And we did a very good job of doing that because the subject matter could be pretty intense and pretty heavy.
Now, tell me about your on-screen partner, Jared Kiso, who you mentioned. Is he more Ben Chartier or Wayne from Letterkenny in real life?
Oh, man. I think he's a good blend, a good fusion of both of them, actually. He's, Wayne is an extreme cartoon animated version of some of who Jared is.
Yeah.
But he just plays them both so well and to perfection, he's a very talented actor.
Okay, so you filmed 1902 in my hometown, beautiful Montreal.
Ben oui.
Yeah, so
C'est bon.
what would you recommend visitors to Montreal do with their time? Like, what are your top 3 things?
Oh
to do in
boy,
Montreal?
well, we go to Schwartz. That's definitely one of our favorite spots. Get a good smoked meat sandwich. And, Old Port, Old Montreal, there's a great bar there called Philemon that we go to. The thing about Montreal, the Place des Arts, there's so many great places. It's such a festive city. Crescent Street, there's a lot of great bars there. Old Montreal, though, I'd say go to Old Port and walk around there. There's a lot of great restaurants and great stores. Just check out the Notre Dame, the churches, the cathedrals. It's just, I miss Montreal. I have a place there now, so I've got one foot there all the time now, so I had to, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking
thank
to me
you.
tonight. I am here with April Telek, who was nominated for a role on Rogue in an episode, I think, called Maria Full of Grace,
Yes.
right? So tell me about this role for which you're nominated for a Leo.
Well, it's a great little Cinderella story, actually, because I went in for this character of Donna 3 seasons ago for 3 lines, possible recurring, and it turned into 6 episodes that season, and then the show ended in Vancouver. They moved to Toronto. I got to go there, shoot a few more episodes there for season 3, 4, and then this final season in Vancouver, they brought me on for almost all of the episodes, so it's been amazing.
So what do you enjoy about this character then?
She has the most incredible arc. She started as this protective wife, and then eventually, no spoilers, but life changes greatly. This season was especially special to me because I got to work with my own daughter, Ava Telek. She played my daughter on the show for the entire season. She's had bit parts in shows that I've done before, but not anything where we had real good gritty scenes, and we got that in this season. So it was amazing.
So did you draw upon your own experience then as her mother, when you were interacting with her on camera?
Well, there were a couple of scenes that sort of were like art imitating life, imitating art. It was a little close to home at points, so it was easy to access those emotions, but it was a special experience.
Amazing. Okay, let's get in the Wayback Machine then.
Okay.
What was your first time on a film set? What do you remember about it?
I was 11 years old.
Child star?
No, hardly. On the set of The Stepfather with Terry O'Quinn, who played my father, got brutally murdered. And then it was so brutal that I think eventually they ended up cutting out most of the death scene in the film. Cut to, I'm 19 years old, or 21 years old, and Terry O'Quinn, who played my father in The Stepfather, plays my lover in another movie.
Wow, that seems like the kind of thing you talk about with your therapist.
I know. It was weird.
So what does the Leo nomination mean to you?
Well, it's really exciting. For a kid my age, most kids don't get involved in the movie business, and they're not really open to this type of atmosphere. But when you get nominated for 2 awards, it's really big and really exciting because it means you've done something right. So.
Yeah. So of the 2 roles for which you're nominated tonight, which one is more you?
Where does Dave want us to look?
I can't really decide. Both of them really connect to me. Bird, my character in History of Love, he's really open and reckless and daredevil-like and fun. And Milton, he's trying to find a way to connect with all of his friends and solve his life. So, I'm kind of in the middle of both of those, trying to find who I am, but I can't really decide. That's a hard question.
And you don't have to decide. Okay, so what advice do you have then for other young people who are considering a career in showbiz? What advice do you have for them?
I'd say just give it your all. Don't give up and just try your best. And if something doesn't come your way, don't be let down. Just keep trying.
Yeah. So when you're not acting, what do you do for fun?
Well, I play the drums and I've been drumming for a long time, and I find that helps with everything. And I love to play video games. I love hanging out with my brother.
Paul McGillion.
Hi.
Joined by Kevan Funk, writer, director of Hello Destroyer.
Yeah.
Did I miss any other credits?
Writer, director.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm good with those 2.
So Hello Destroyer is continuing to be a huge hit on the festival circuit. It's really resonated with a lot of audience. Why do you think the film has resonated so strongly with audience?
You go first.
Well, I just think the film has a lot of humanity. That's what I really like about a lot of Kevin's scripts, and I think in today's society, especially in the young culture of athletics. I think it really resonates with a lot of people. I think it hits at the core. It's an issue that I think needs to be told. A story needs to be told, and it's done very, very well. And I'm really proud to be part of it. And work with Kevin's my third time working with Kevin, so it's been great.
So why do you continue to work with Kevin then?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
Believe it or not, he's actually a really nice guy. He's a fantastic writer and he's a fantastic director, and he has a really interesting take on life in general. And his scripts are really complex. And as an actor, it's a pleasure to get to play these roles. They're complicated characters, and that's what I love about them.
Yeah. So Kevin, what inspired this deep dive into the culture of violence in hockey?
There's like a bunch of threads that come to it. The film is definitely set in the world of hockey, but it's not so much about hockey. I think I'm really, really interested in Canadian identity and our inability to articulate it because we don't. I think a large part of not reconciling the real history of this country plays into that. And so I was interested in histories and legacies of violence. And then it was just placing it in hockey became something that made a lot of sense because you needed a big cultural institution, and I like the idea that you could play with these broader themes that if a certain audience was looking for, they could find them, but you can also have an audience sit down and for them it's just a straightforward story about a kid. I think I love to make work that hopefully can operate in ways where there's something more for people to sort of bite into if they want, but also just be a story that plays out and you can experience just the drama of that narrative, and that in itself is something.
Can you tell me a little bit about Paul on set and what it's like to direct somebody who is essentially an icon?
Paul is.
That's very
actually one of my defining sort of moments as a young director was directing Paul for the very first time in a short in 2010. Called A Fine Young Man, which we won a Leo Award for Best Short. And that was the first time we worked together. And it was super intimidating because I was a kid still in film school, Paul, big actor in town. And it was one of those things where I had to gut check myself and be oh, I actually have to my job is to direct this person, even if he's, has all this experience and that sort of thing. It was a weird test of my own sort of courage, because it's very intimidating when you start out that way. Directing's a strange thing. Yeah. No, but
now we're getting it.
But Paul actually is also is sort of an extra casting director on this film too, because Jared, who's the lead in the film, I knew him through a suggestion from Paul, because Paul sort of knows the actors I like and made it happen. Yeah, exactly.
And it ended up being a wonderful role for him as well.
Totally.
Fantastic.
Acclaim.
Highly coveted role for a young man, that's for sure.